good faith negotiations are underway, and to push that aside and try and jeopardize funding for things like S-chip in our military, to me, makes no sense. Robert Perry, you never, ever ask a question at these things. Do you not have one? I always look for you. All right, all right, all right. Manu.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, Steve Bannon angered both Republicans and Democrats alike on the House Intelligence Committee after the White House invoked executive privilege, said that he should not answer questions during the transition in his time at the White House. Is it appropriate, in your view, for the White House to invoke executive privilege and deny Steve Bannon?
I'm not familiar with exactly what happened yesterday. I've been a little busy with some other tasks, but there has always been a tension on executive privilege between the legislative branch and the executive branch. This goes back to every administration. Obama exercised executive privilege. Bush did. Clinton did. That is a typical tension that you're going to have between the two branches of government. I don't know the specs on that.
Should Bannon answer
I don't know the specs. I don't know the specifics on it. I really just don't. Casey.
Do you have enough Republican votes to keep the government open this week? And can you look at a dreamer in the eye and promise them that you will put a standalone bill to help them, regardless of what else is included, on the floor of the House?
Look, we've been very clear. We want to see a DACA solution. But a DACA solution has got to be a balanced solution. A DACA solution has to be a solution that also not just treats the symptom, which DACA is, but the root cause of the problem in the first place. I feel that it makes no sense for Democrats to try and bring us to a shutdown, to try and cut off CHIP funding for the states that are running out of money, like Minnesota and Washington and Kentucky and other states. So I think cool heads hopefully will prevail on this thing. Andy. We haven't even whipped it yet. Andy.
Do you agree with Scott Walker that last night's results in this special election in Wisconsin were a wake-up call for Republicans? And is it evidence that a potential wave election is coming in November?
Well, I know Sheila Harsdorf very, very well. I know this district fairly well. It's not my district. It's over in western Wisconsin. But typically we've held this seat, and we lost this seat last night. So, yeah, I think we should pay attention to it.
Last question. Last month, leadership said that you just needed a few more weeks to negotiate a caps deal and a DACA deal. Are you confident that all you need this time?
Yeah, I think the caps deal is very, very close, and I think the Democrats are holding out on the caps deal because, excuse me, of these DACA negotiations. But I think the fact that we're in earnest in negotiating in good faith with our four leaders on DACA speaks to the fact that we want to see a solution, that we want to get this thing fixed. I mean, it's got to be a balanced bill. It's got to be, we will not bring up a DACA bill that the president doesn't support. What point would it be to bring a bill through here that we won't have signed into law by the president? So this has to be balanced. This isn't a one-way street. This has got to be balanced. It's got to be bipartisan, and the president has to support this for this to occur. And the president is being completely rational in that you want to fix DACA, but you also want to address the root cause problems so that we don't have a DACA problem in the future. I also think that the caps deal is in our interest. I think that it should be done and can be done. But for people to hold up funding for our military over these unrelated issues and for deadlines that don't even exist this Friday, that makes no sense to me. The federal government has many responsibilities, but its first, foremost, primary responsibility is to provide for the common defense. And when you see a situation where more men and women in our military are dying in training accidents than they are in combat, it's a serious situation. And to block funding for our military with a Friday deadline over unrelated issues just makes no sense to me. It's wrong. I'll leave it at that.
Do you have a solid feel for where the president stands on these Dreamers negotiations, though?
And Speaker Ryan, referring to not just the flipped state Senate seat in Wisconsin that the Democrats took, but also the efforts Congress is making to put at least a short-term funding bill together that would take us into February, mid-February or so.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.